Example no muyoke.
Shari hikumara wamureba ahantu bashurwawe
Muramutse z'amashomero habwa kabare municipality Mrs Glorious Asimwe ashabira abazire kugira ko ndabana babo ukucira kushanga barabatinisa agambire bishimire rya Tendo Children Center iriya shango muri Nyabikuni Ward Central Division ya Municipality ubwishomero ribirira jaguza ekiro cy'ebyenzagwa abiro abinamwenda ejyo kwa Mushanje ari kugamba n'abazire Assistant Town Clerk Mrs Kashamire Heruda arico butashemererwa abazire bahinda kitinisa cyabo bakacikora okutinisa abana ayo njiro yabasha kubegesa abana babo kukunda ebyenzagwa n'imikwalize y'inganda zabo ashabira abazire okwegesa abana emirimo bacari bato ari kugira ngo akati bakagonda kacari kati.
We have to love them. Let's love one another and we must express our love. Let's show love to each other. Hariho kintu kimwe ekindi kwenda ku emphasizing in our societies, in our culture, men are respected, but respect has been turned into something else. Umushinja yataha ogete yasibera arasheka akakuriya here in the social communities they are laughing, but when they reach home they sit batera karigo waza kumwakora okay how are you obandi bagamba rukiga wasibota ndia takayonzera wakindi daki. There is no planning at home. There is no love at home. There is no love for the wife, no love for children. Omwana yamuzaro bashu go away. Omwana yaza kumwika hihi amubize aza hariho abantu bamwe bari kurenda ngo bamanye ngo they are the head babanze bayeshobororera aba family yabo. I am the father, I am the head. You don't need to do that. You do it through actions. You come and say my wife, you hug your wife, you hug your children. Obahereze bibaretenga. You support them, love them. Ebindi nibiza kwereta, they are the ones to say, hey, our dad deserves a big sweet potato. Our dad should first get this. Konke byo kweshoborora hotibera tukorera. Respect reka tureke kujihindura, tukajiha respect, tukajitaha kutina. There are some women alihana stami alihape wamwera anorango alihape that when you go to their family yale omushija weyo nagambira bana ati you go very fast. Daddy yayija umugende shwa muronda humwaza mwe musitama nkoko mucishenje ninga mwe muri yo muciyungu. Let us first see what is coming up. So abashija let us love abakazi, let us do our work, we be submissive. Culture is a very important aspect in our society. The norms and beliefs within the home, the way we relate, so the way we behave generally has affected the success of our children. Bamugambira ngo hate kitoki buzima erizoba ni waryo mukawenka hate kitoki oteke omwana sibe ko jejejejeje. Where is our culture? We have copied everything from the Western culture. Look at the way you're dressing in front of your child. Why namawati nikayona out? Is that our culture? We don't stop you from copying. Let's copy, but let's copy only what is worth. Whatever is not good, mureke tubirechere bahe bakama babyo. Ekindi kindi kwenda ku emphasizing it's education, and that is why we are here. If there was no education, we wouldn't be here. So as parents we prioritize education. Hariho umuntu urubasa kugira ngo tingana gutwara umwana wanje mu matendo because they are paying maybe 100 or 200. Kamutware aho bari kushashureta. But we have to see that we are living in a world which is really very expensive. When mutekateka umwana ashemereye kutandika gukora ayine emyaka engahe emirimo as in work at home kwata kukondora koza ebyo such homework, domestic chores, koze chombo, ashemere kutandika ine myaka engahe mukaga 3 years. So ekindi kwenda kubagambira akatikini kwa kachiri kabisi kandi Bible nane ekigamba yejeso mwana omuhanda akiri muto kwari kora tarinjira cyari gurugamo omwana wayenda ngo ayise myaka mukaga abone koza nika yeye. To be honest aryakura ari kwango koza oshijya mcyango yoze cyona nacoza on force.
Uwahayanireho entebe yo munyishengero habwa Kabale district Mrs Inide Origumisiriza ashabire abazire ubutebwa imico n'imikwalize ebyakale ari kugira ngo okukopereza abajungu shishire abana bitu.
This cultural day teaches the children to have an identity, to have a belonging. Obutwabire turakura muramanya ko bafitisaga ibintu bingi munonga konka hati obumwe abana bitu barabitunga. They don't know how to use a motor. Abwo kuba hati waza kusa oburo urabutwara kahe ahacoma baramanya kwera ibyo byona babirinda bigize ki bikozirwe, but we thank God that you are doing that.
Director wa Tendo Children's Center Mr. Agaba Kenneth n'umucara weye Mama Tendo bagize ngo okujaguza ekiro cy'ebyenzagwa ishimiro rya Tendo Children's Center kiraze ko buri mwaka buri tamu ya kabiri bonje bareko butashemererwa oku eminyeto yatiya yanjire ekakopereza abajungu ari kugira ngo bashengo bwati n'abazire bonka bajure busikate bugufu bari ahangu.
We're happy about this day that has been a success. Culture Day at Tendo is for students, for children, the young children, to showcase their talents after being trained in different activities that pertain to culture and norms in society. The children are trained from an early age on the different activities to get engaged in, that is especially the cores, the life cores, how to interact and also how to appreciate culture, because it is in the culture that gives everyone an identity and a foundation in life. Anyone who doesn't feel that they have a culture they belong to, they feel a bit lost in life. So we try to help the children from an early stage to recognize where they belong, but also to appreciate the different cultures and different activities that are performed in different areas. And so with that, the children will grow to be holistic in a way. Yes, the Culture Day, of course, was started, but when COVID came in and there was a lockdown, got some challenges. Of course, there were no social gatherings, and also the close down of educational institutions. But after that, we have now revived our system. Of course, it is always very expensive to put things together, but we know that we shall continue to mobilize more resources, because this is very important for the children, so that the children always have the best start as they start life, as they start to socialize. This is very important. It is even more than money. And also we thank the parents. Most of the parents have been cooperative so that this function becomes a success.
Also our hospitality. You know, in Africa we are so hospitable. No one comes to your home and you just send them away without water. Unlike the West, I got an opportunity to go somewhere and I realized our culture is so amazing and it's so rich. We share, there's this thing that unifies us, this thing that brings us together, eating together, just like what the kids were showing here. But in the Western world, you find a family, you know, they're living in different parts, but still there's nothing so much that keeps them together. So we really are appreciative of our culture, and we want our kids to love their culture and also appreciate it. Also, part of our culture is the food we eat. In Africa, we have a variety of food. We have cassava, which I think it's not so common in the Western world. We have the sweet potatoes, which are not very common in the Western world. We have ebhaza. How do they call them? Miss Rich. And we really should be proud about it. Yeah, culture is seen in the way we handle our lives and whatever surrounds us. That is actually our culture, and it is seen through what unifies us. Like I said earlier on, the way we live, the way we eat, you know, the way we dress. You find like a certain Banyankole put on maybe busutis and then Banyarandam, shananas, you know, and all these things bring us together. We identify each other, unlike the Western world. The Western world, everyone trousers, you know, it's a free world. But here, our culture really brings us together, even in that. So it is high time we protected our culture to uphold what is good, and we eliminate those things that are the practices that are against human dignity, such as female genital mutilation, discrimination of any kind from other races and cultures. You know, there's a time when I was at campus, we used to say abakoko, abakoko. You know, how many of you remember those days? You know, some of you who were at campus, and we used to have those segregating, you know, things. And I think the bakoko in quotes would not feel nice. Would they? Jean, do you think if you were Mkoko and someone say abakoko, and someone, you know?
I think I would be offended.
Yes, so these things, we really have to deal away with them, and so that Uganda is so diverse in our cultures, so that we together build our nation. And so the reason why we bring this to the young generation is because we are seeing our cultures deteriorating. We are seeing people going astray. Like, there's a lot from the West that has invaded us, and I know you know that. We are having homosexuality, and these things now are becoming normal, which wasn't the case like in our African traditional society. So I don't want to talk much. The speech is quite long, but I appreciate each one of you for trusting us with your children. We are doing our very best. I know we are not so perfect, but that is human nature. Human nature is never perfect. So we are trying our very best to make sure that the children grow up knowing their culture, appreciating their culture. You know, knowing your culture is one thing, but also appreciating it is another. You know, you find your culture, you actually, your parents have cultured you, but like you're not appreciating it. You are a Muganda, you are a Muchiga, a Mnyankole, but you know, you find you're not happy. So let's appreciate our cultures, and that starts with our young children. Even at home, let them know. I know we are westernized, which is really fine. Yesterday I painted the girls' nails. Mamas, are you there? Hello? Were you happy? Some of you are mad with me, but you know, that is Western. You know, painting nails. So all this, if we put it together and use it well, I think it is for the good of our children and also for our society. I thank you.
Abgaruri Impact TV, Bibiama Kama Libino, Umurika Valley.